In this video, we will review the steps to disassemble and reassemble a TapeTech MudRunner. First, we want to unlatch the tube assembly and remove from the rod. Next, we want to remove our E-clip and needle plug assembly. We next want to unscrew the screws that connect the U-cup and piston assembly onto the rod assembly. Once the screws are removed, the U-cup and piston assembly will easily slide off. We next want to remove the tube adapter by removing the two screws that connects the tube adapter to the main tube. Next, we are going to remove the control tube cap. Unscrew the two screws that connect the control tube cap to the main tube. Slide the cap up slightly and remove the control bushing. We next want to remove screw 499025 that connects the control tube and the main tube near the end plug area. Slide off the control tube cap and the control tube. Now we want to remove the screw that connects the main tube and the rod assembly near the end plug. We're now ready to slide off the rod assembly and the main tube. We next want to separate the pull rod from the push rod assembly. Then remove the push rod cap and inspect the assembly for any bends or damages. Please note, this is the area where the tool was improperly assembled. Next, we want to unscrew the M6 stop nut and remove the end plug assembly from the rod assembly. We are now ready to unscrew the gas spring from the push rod assembly. Using the proper tool, disconnect the gas spring from the rod assembly. Inspect the spring and the rod assembly for any bends, cracks, or damages. To reassemble, apply blue Loctite onto the threading area of the gas spring and connect back to the push rod assembly. Inspect the assembly for proper alignment. Note the proper connection of the gas spring and the rod assembly. Now tighten the gas spring and the rod assembly securely. We are now ready to reconnect our end plug assembly onto the push rod assembly using our M6 stop nut. We are now ready to connect the control slide over the gas spring and push rod assembly. Before connecting the push rod and pull rod, inspect the needle rod for straightness and proper alignment. Connect the needle pull rod assembly onto the push rod assembly, ensuring that the pull rod assembly sits properly on the wiper slide. Now slide both assemblies onto the main tube, making sure that all the holes are aligned. Note the position of the wiper slide and the rod assembly. Align all the holes and tighten the screw near the end plug area. Slide the control tube onto the main tube, aligning all of the holes. Next, want to connect the screw and the bushing onto the control tube assembly. And properly tight. We next want to place the spring inside of the control tube cap and slide the assembly onto the main tube. Please note to align the holes on the control tube, the main tube, and the rod assembly. After the holes are properly aligned, insert the control bushing. Hold your assembly in place and slide the control tube cap over, aligning the holes so that your screw can be inserted. Insert your screw and tighten securely. Next, we want to check the assembly of the tool for proper movement by twisting the tool back and forth. We are now ready to install our tube adapter. We want to install our two screws that connects the tube adapter onto the rod assembly. We next want to install our U-cup and piston assembly. After the U-cup and piston assembly is securely tightened, we are now ready to install our E-clip and needle plug assembly. We want to first install our E-clip. Next is the washer, followed by the needle plug, then the second washer, and the last E-clip. We then want to lightly brush oil onto our U-cup and piston assembly and the inside of the tube cap assembly. Install the tube cap assembly onto the rod assembly. Align and close the latches. Check the alignment of your tool by clicking the tool back and forth. This completes the disassemble and reassemble of the TapeTech MudRunner.